Yo, 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 what is up, everybody? Welcome to the Mash and Drum Whiskey Room. Whiskey Wednesday night, big night, week 2 of the Blendageddon American Whiskey Competition. We've got a guest judge. We've got some big names from the chat in the competition tonight. We have some great bottles we're going to taste through, though, first, real quick, go through some news. Just have a freaking good-ass time tonight, guys. You know how Mash and Drum goes. You know how it is on a Wednesday night. We're gonna it's gonna be a fun night, guys. So definitely want to say hi to everyone in the chat. Top Dog, so ADHD Whiskey, just pop in there. What's going on, buddy? Let me back these bottles up a little bit. Let's go. Who else we got in here? Todd Ritter, Top Dog, OH. Isaiah Street is here. He goes, yo, watch some Mash and Drum while setting up the train set for my son's first birthday. Full circle, because I actually watched M&D from the hospital exactly a year ago tomorrow on his real birthday. Well, happy birthday to him. And I am not going to say F yo train to him because he's just a sweet little guy who does who just wants to get his train to play with. Cheers to him. Will Hendo Henderson is here. Drifting Drams in the house. Ham Turkey. Cool Running here, Mark Mace, Ben Hernandez, Kelsey dropping dimes, Tim Cornet, Cool Running, JG, Patrick Beauchamp is here, Dunny's in the house, of course, Big Vic's in the house. What's going on, buddy? Tim, looking freaking gorgeous as usual, is here. Adam Hinson's in the house. What's going on, Adam? Adam, fellow Columbus guy. WJK is in the house. What is going on? Jason Pribble's here. Enrico, what is going on? And more people. Who Flung Dung's in the house. Love that name. EJ, what's up, EJ? Tell Lily I say hello. Beautiful little bully. Brett Marquette is here. What's going on? Bryce is here. What's going on? Todd Korzinski is here. Says, what's up, Jason Master and Drum? What is going on? So, yes, as we know, ADHD. Not impressed. Fred Mick was not impressed with the train set, unfortunately. That's just how it goes. What is going on here? Nice to see everybody here tonight. We have a hell of a show here. We have some new bottles we're going to crack into. That's right. You do see a Dickel on the side there. Little Dickel bottled and bond. John Boris, JC, you man. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. What else? Who else is here? Hi, all headed to Beaumont Inn tomorrow for Kentucky weekend. Ooh, Mellow Fellow is going to go to the Beaumont Inn, see Dixon Dedman's place. Yeah, so hey, Lori Lane is here. Just had our first cigar blend. That's always a good thing. So tonight I'm just starting off light. I have not even tried this bottle yet. This is the Michter's Toasted Barrel Sour Mash limited release Kentucky Sour Mash whiskey, not bourbon. So I think there's some used barrels in this blend, but I just feel like I haven't cracked into this yet. I haven't gotten a chance to do a review. Although I did drop a review right before we went live tonight for another What's on the Shelf Wednesday episode. It's the Hooten Young 12-year, which is a light whiskey. It's a light whiskey blend, but it's created by two soldiers, two ex-military soldiers who got together, Hooten and Young, to create this brand. Just really good American whiskey, good light whiskey. A little bit more fruit forward than some of the other like really sweet American light whiskeys that I've had. So I really kind of liked it. And on top of that, every bottle you buy actually gives you proceeds to take care of veterans. So cheers to that. Cheers to veterans. Cheers to all you guys watching. And let's try this Michter. This is only 86 proof. So yeah, start off light tonight. Cheers, guys. Let me know what you're drinking in the chat. Let's go. Hey, Victasawi. Victasawi just picked up the Sagamore Port finish because of you today. Have you cracked it yet? How good is that shit? It's so good. All right. So Michter's with the Sour Mash Toasted Barrel Finish. So this, just like the last one I had, what was it, a couple of years ago when they released this one, I was not a huge fan of it. Was not a huge fan of this one. Still not. It's got a nice little toasted profile to it, but the problem with this one is that so many people are doing toasted finishes now that, I mean, in order to stand out, you really have to bring something different and special to the table. And for this, it doesn't do it for me. It's a really nice light toasted finish. You know, you kind of get all the usual shit that you normally get with toasted finishes. I will say there's a little bit more of a smokiness aspect to this. It's not just like marshmallow and graham cracker and all that stuff, but I mean, some of that is there, but there's actually a nice little smoke on it. Compared Gold Spot to 2015 Redbreast cast strength bottle, honestly preferred the Redbreast. Kenneth, I could see that. I did like the Gold Spot, but yeah, that Redbreast cast strength, especially the older ones, those are hard to beat. Black Bourbon Family's here. What is going on? Jason and Brandy are in the house. Raise your drinks up casually. Love it. So for this one, if you really want to try it, just have a pour at a bar or something. It's not really worth the chase on that one, unfortunately. You know, it's okay. It's nothing I would chase or overpay for by any means. I don't think you really have a lot of people chasing that one. What is going on? Let's see here. Tom Mullion's here. Drifting Drams is in the house. What's going on, Drifting Drams? Robert Shea, speaking of Putin Young, thanks to all the veterans out there. Thank you for your service. Absolutely. America. The Average Jerk is here. What is going on, Dara? Nice to see you, as always. Let's see. Old Ezra 7 Rye says Patrick. Oh, that's okay. That's what he's ringing. Cheech Ardolino is here. What's going on? Whiskey Encore. Everybody like, subscribe to Whiskey Encore. All of you could just drop those links in the chat. Thank you guys so much. Yeah, not really a fan of that one, but we're gonna do a little bit of a deep dive. Well, not a deep dive, but we're gonna do a first impression sip of the Discovery 9 series here on the Mash and Drum tonight. Want to thank my buddy Todd Ritter for grabbing me this bottle. In fact, now this has a pretty unique blend. One I don't think we've seen from a Bardstown Discovery series quite yet, because it includes 8-year whiskey out of Georgia. So I'm just going to pour this just to get it some airtime here. Now, God, it was a couple months back, Fred Minnick was able to get a sample of this, and he completely went apeshit for it. He loved it. He said it had all the things that he looks for, so we'll find out in a little bit. Yep, can't wait to hear your thoughts on the Disco 9. Yeah, me too. Can't wait to see that, how that goes. Let's see. Lucas Oppener says, I had to pour the toasted sour mash again. I get a varnish and smoke, not a fan. I could see the varnish, Lucas. Totally. I could see the varnish. Yep. Jared W is doing a little EHT single barrel versus Heaven Hill 7 comparison inspired by the double bass. Yeah, let me know. I think the Heaven Hill profile and the Buffalo Trace profile, I mean, it's just so different. And you taste every single bit of that difference, I think, when you compare those two. However, this Friday, the double bass guys, I'm doing it. So last week we tried the New Riff Sherry, the barrel proof sherry, and I was talking on and on how good the Sagamore Sherry is. Sagamore Sherry finish. So double bass this Friday, New Riff Sherry barrel proof versus the Sagamore Sherry finish. Both rise, both a good high proof, both non-chill filtered, and both just delicious. I'm not going to say what won. It was extremely close, but I guess you'll have to wait till Friday to see that one. But yeah, really good shit. Prescription Bourbon says, FL sample, Fred, I have a full bottle. Yeah, I like that. Thanks, man. Hey, Bourbon is in the house. Good lighting tonight. Cheers. Thanks, Mike. I got an extra little light over here that kind of, this is the, everyone asks me how I get like those shots of the bottles. Well, this is the secret right here. This magical little light that goes right behind the bottle. And you could see how it just makes a really nice glow to any glass or any whiskey that's right behind it. So you put this little cube right behind the bottle, and it just, I mean, obviously I do some stuff post editing to kind of color grade it and make it look even better. But man, you put this little tiny cube behind a bottle. I mean, look at how it makes it just glow. I mean, it makes everything just look beautiful. So I've started incorporating this into my live streams to kind of highlight the bottles over here and just give me an extra little key light on the side here. So yeah. So let's get into this next bottle, because I think you guys will be pretty surprised when you hear about this one. So we talked about this bottle not that long ago, and I want to thank Penelope for sending me this. So Penelope just came out with their new Valencia edition. Now the Valencia, this is another finished offering from Penelope, and if you look at the front of the bottle, you have these two big oranges that are kind of faded into the background here. So that's what those are. I was like, oh, look at the moons. And then I saw the leaf and I'm like, oh, dumbass, that's an orange. So this is straight bourbon whiskey finished in Vino de Naranja cask. So that is a Spanish wine, I think. Let's see. Yeah, Spain. It's a Spanish orange or citrus orange wine. So I'm going to get into this. Then we'll try the new Dickel Bottle and Bond. We'll get into some news stories. We'll try the disco, and then it's Blendageddon time, and that's how it's gonna go. So let's try this one. So this is my third pour of this, because anytime you have a finish, you have to get a few pours in to see if that finish comes out more or less, or if it changes. That's just my, like, I don't know. That's kind of like my my thought process with most finishes. So when you kind of hold your nose here a little bit above the glass, the orange peel is extremely prevalent on the nose. I mean, it's not surprising. It does have Valencia, oranges, or, the Vino de Naranja cask, but I mean, yeah. Listen, don't sleep on the Dickel Bottle and Bond. Now, this is a 13-year. I was a huge fan of the 11-year because it didn't have that George Dickel minerality that everybody talks about. It had some of it, but not like the previous 13 that was released. So back to a 13 for this year's Bottle and Bond edition. We'll see how it is. Man, so I still think you have the Penelope backbone. There's a little bit of the, I'm not going to say youthful characteristic, but there is a youthful sharpness that some of the Penelope blends have. And I think this still has that. So you get the corn. It's a very heavy orange peel. It's a little bit minty. It's very much like an orange spice tea. If you ever have like an orange spice tea with cinnamon and little lemon and honey, it's very similar along those lines, I think. Let's see here. If it's Spanish, then the J is more of an H sound. In Vino de Naranja barrel casks. Naranja. 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 I love it. I could speak Italian, but I can't really go into Spanish, man. Jeez. All right, guys, let's try this one. Anytime I've ever had anything with an orange type of finish to it, that goes for Foregate. It goes to the Parker's Heritage that was finished in those orange liqueur casks. Usually it really takes it over, and then it gets into like a category where your whiskey starts like tasting like tang is put in it. This does not do that, thank goodness. This gets into more of a compliment and not something that overpowers the actual whiskey itself. Now, I think depending on your palate and how sensitive you are to orange and citrus, yeah, this could vary. But for my palate, it's not really, the orange is not overtaking it. I think it's complementing the whiskey nicely. Whiskey Nicey. Whiskey Nicey. Wow, it's early, and I'm saying Whiskey Nicey. All right, it's going to be that kind of night. All right, I'm signing off. Whiskey Nicey. All right, I got to remember that one. I totally will expect ADHD to use that in some shape or another during Matt Madness. But yeah, it's a solid finished whiskey. I don't think the price on this is too bad. I still think you're looking at 60 to 70 for this, which isn't bad. So if you're a fan of Penelope, if you like their flavor profile, this actually does remind me a little bit, and I'll say this now confidently, it has a little bit of a Wild Turkey vibe to me. Because Wild Turkey to me, at least on like, you know, Rare Breed and even their Wild Turkey, the Wild Turkey 101 Rye can get real citrus orangey to me. But for this one, it has some of that. It kind of takes you in that orange cinnamon direction that reminds you a little bit of Wild Turkey. But it doesn't have like the other attributes that Wild Turkey bring you. Yeah, whiskey nicey, JG. Yeah, if you guys can, please hit the like button. Really appreciate that. Yeah, solid pour. If you like Penelope, you will not be disappointed in that. I wouldn't overpay for it. I don't think it's like this fantastic, amazing whiskey. It's good. It's solid. The finish doesn't overtake the actual backbone of the whiskey. If you like citrus notes, citrus flavors in your whiskey, then the Valencia will be a definite pickup for you. But at the same time, I wouldn't go crazy overpaying or paying like a high markup for it. It's good. It's not like mind-blowing. It's really for any of you out there that like a good citrus a profile on your whiskeys. So let me put that one aside. All right, good shit. Good shit. Yeah, whiskey nicey. Got big orange and cinnamon notes on Master's Keep 1. Yeah, I think Wild Turkey, for me personally, has a lot of that. But every now and again, you will find a Wild Turkey that has a little bit of a nuttiness to it and just kind of throws everything off kilter for me. I just don't get it. All right, let's go to the Dickel. And while I'm pouring the Dickel, I want to get into a few news stories here. There's a lot to cover. The stuff that happened just today, stuff that happened yesterday. Let's just dive right in here. I'm going to go to the first news story here real quick. Let's get over to, where is the first? We talked about BTAC last week. Let's get into the Old Forester King Ranch. That's right. This bottle, I got some shit to say about this bottle. All right. I'm just saying. I'm not saying I'm going to rant, but you might get a little bit of a rant. Largest ranch to launch Big Bold Bourbon exclusively to Texas. Louisville, Kentucky distiller Old Forester announced the release of whiskey created in collaboration with King Ranch, the largest ranch in the U.S. I don't know. I think Kevin Costner at Yellowstone will have something to say about that. Old Forester King Ranch Edition launched Tuesday, so last Tuesday, exclusively to Texas, and will be the first iteration of the limited edition expression that celebrates the rich history of the Brown family of Brown Foreman and descendants of King Ranch founder Richard King. It's a $70 bottle. So what's so special about this whiskey? It's bottled at 105 proof from a batch of Old Forester bourbon using heavily charred barrels. Old Forester King Ranch Edition is finished through King Ranch mesquite charcoal. The charcoal was created from mesquite trees harvested from King Ranch. So here's the thing about this bottle, though, guys. This is the thing. Let me get my Dickel out. All right, gonna let that sit. Now, it just goes to show you what exclusivity does to a whiskey. Because it's Texas exclusive, that means people were I saw people on secondary trying to trade that bottle for like a current bottle of Old Forester birthday bourbon. Like what the fuck are you doing? Like, I don't understand. Listen, King Ranch just seems like a glorified Wild Turkey Long Branch. You say mesquite char. The thing that like kills me about this whiskey, and you know, I have nothing against King Ranch. You know, all the ranchers across the United States that, um, you know, do such incredible work for, you know, for everything that we eat, and for everything that we get to consume. I mean, there's nothing I have against ranchers, but for Old Forester to kind of go to this King Ranch, and I totally understand why. You go to Long Branch. If you look at Long Branch, I mean, they kind of brought in all right, all right, all right. They brought in Mr. Matthew McConaughey himself to, you know, come in here and do like that mesquite finish, mesquite wood chip finish to give it a Texas vibe. And now Old Forester kind of makes this big deal, like, okay, well, we're going to release a 105 proof variant of it. Now, I will say it's got a proof. It's definitely got a proof jump on the Long Branch at 105 proof. But man, people are trying to flip this thing and trade this thing for really big bottles. I just don't understand it. I have a bottle coming to me from a great patron of mine to try it and to give a review. So we'll see what it tastes like. I've heard a lot of mixed reviews. People that hate it, people that love it, and it doesn't surprise me because it doesn't really, you know, mesquite can be really weird. If it's too much smoke in it, if you're losing the Old Forester flavor of it, I think it's going to be a hit and miss, but we'll see what it tastes like when we get it. It's just kind of interesting how, you know, because it's exclusive to one specific state in Texas, all of a sudden guys are buying cases of it and trying to flip the shit out of it. It's amazing. It's amazing. I still, you know, it shouldn't surprise me anymore, but shit like that still does. All right. Next up, Angel's Envy has announced their release of the annual Angel's Envy cask strength. This is the 11th edition coming out this year. Clocks in at 119.8 proof. This is the 11th release in the Angel's Envy cask strength program. This actually launched this week. 16,980 bottles will be available at select retailers in all 50 U.S. states, including the Angel's Envy Distillery in downtown Louisville. Now, as you guys know, this usually hits a pretty high price point. I think they usually come in at $200 to $250 for this one. You know, I don't know. I can't say I dislike the Angel's Envy cask strength bourbons because they are nice whiskeys to kind of add to your collection. It's got the collector's box, which is hard to beat. That's a really nice presentation. I mean, if anything that Angel's Envy has, it's marketing. But as far as the whiskey, I think it's kind of lost its luster a little bit for the cask strength because now you have groups that can go into Angel's Envy and do high proof picks of it, which could, you know, kind of, I mean, yeah, you got to try to find a pick of it, but I don't know. I think it makes it less special to get it a cask strength version of it because you're basically just paying for the really beautifully made wooden box that comes along with it. Keep in mind, King's Ranch is 65 here in Texas. Oh, that's interesting too. But I've seen people trying to flip it for 150 to $200 and try to trade it for high bottles, you know, higher end bottles for it. It's crazy. Yeah, this is basically when I think Angel's Envy cask strength, this is the exact sentence that comes to mind. It has a nice box. That's right. Not much originality left in the world these days. All right, let's go to the next one real quick, guys. So these released this week. I have yet to get my hands on a bottle, but I think I have a good friend of mine trying to find some of those. And those are we talked about this, the Redwood Empire cask strength whiskeys. The Bourbon Junkies, Dan and Sean actually just released a video of, I think they tasted all three this week. I think that was their Monday episode. So if you want to kind of get some inside info and see how they taste, definitely check out their review. So cask strength Pipe Dream Bourbon, cask strength Emerald Giant Rye Whiskey, and cask strength Lost Monarch blend of rye, which is the Burai. They all range from about 116.4 to 117.2 proof. They're lower than many other cask strength whiskeys because of the time spent aging in the temperate climate in California's fog belt. So that's what they kind of attribute the lower proof to. About $70 per bottle. Let me see here. I think we went through it. The mash bill is a The bourbon is a 4-grain. The cast strength Emerald Giant is rye, barley, and wheat, but it's only 1% wheat, so it's kind of interesting. It's like a wheated rye, and then you have the Lost Monarch, which is the the blend of the bourbon and the rye together. So, any of you guys in the chat get this yet? And what do you think of it? Did you try it? Oh, SLB did one also. That guy gets everything, man. He gets shit fast. Yeah, I love that dude. He's a good dude. Speaking of George Dickel, it looks like George Dickel and let's see here. It looks like George Dickel along with Leopold Brothers are teaming up to do their collaboration blend for the second straight year. So for those of you guys that missed it, this is a blend of the 3-chamber rye and George Dickel's column still rye. This was a kind of a highly touted release last year. I think, again, because not many people like George Dickel or have a different opinion on it. And the Leopold Brothers 3-chamber rye is so floral and lavender forward and has such a unique flavor profile. Those two together, you would think, I think, in my opinion, it kind of worked. I still think it's a very, very unique blend, and you have to have a certain palate that likes it. But this is $110, bottle and 100 proof. This will be in select markets across the U.S. This month. So if you guys like last year's, you can definitely check out this year's. Huge news. And this just goes to show you the more that we've been seeing this across this year. So 2022 has been the year of consolidation across the bourbon landscape, across the American whiskey landscape. We had 2 huge consolidations, acquisitions, whatever you want to call it. Different deals as a whole. But we're going to get into this one right here. And that is, you guys know these. It is Wilderness Trail Distillery. So Wilderness Trail, if you guys haven't heard yet, has been acquired by Campari. It's not a let me see here. What was $600 million? That's what it was. Campari purchased Wilderness Trail in a massive deal valuing the value of the distillery at $600 million. So for you guys that know Wild Turkey, Campari also owns Wild Turkey, and now they're getting in on the Wilderness Trail. So Italy-based Campari Group on Monday announced it has reached an agreement to purchase 70% of the Kentucky-based Wilderness Trail Distillery for $420 million, valuing the distillery at $600 million. So under the terms of the agreement, Campari will purchase the remaining 30% of Wilderness Trail in 2031. So in 2031, Campari will be full ownership of Wilderness Trail. Right now, they have 70%. From Campari, they said that by adding the fast-growing super premium Wilderness Trail brand, we further expand and premiumize our bourbon offering, priming it to become Campari Group's second major leg after the aperitif portfolio. Moreover, we accelerate our premiumization journey, further enriching our rare portfolio. This is a lot of fucking marketing words. Hold on a second. We are very excited to partner with such a strong team of industry pioneers and distilling experts. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Wilderness Trail was founded by Shane Baker and Dr. Pat Heist, who you see in the photo there. And let's see here. I just want to see if it says anything about, this is a win-win situation for both parties. We're very proud of this partnership and what we can achieve together. So this, in turn, will do a couple things, as all these acquisitions do. You will see I think what you will see, obviously, is Wilderness Trail will get a huge boost in not only marketing dollars, but a huge boost in distribution as well. Not really sure what Campari plans for distribution-wise. And now the thing with Campari is they're very, very focused on the bartenders and the, just bars in general and cocktails, the whole cocktail, cocktail market, cocktail culture, everything that kind of wraps themselves within that. Campari is very, very dialed into that. I think it took some time for them to realize the power of what they had in Wild Turkey. And while I think they've gotten better at it, I think adding Wilderness Trail to the mix, again, will just kind of hopefully get them more involved in just seeing what American whiskey can do. It's not just for cocktails, along with your Campari liqueurs, but it will actually, you know, bring a whole nother segment of drinkers to your brand. I just, as with any organization, as with any acquisition, I don't think it will, but you just hope that the bigger conglomerate doesn't come in and just fuck anything up, because Wilderness Trail has been doing nothing but just killing the game ever since they opened those doors. So, and so, yeah, I think the Italian hands are starting to go around a little bit because of Campari. So, sorry, guys. So, yeah, it's a lot of moolah for them yeast strains. Yeah, and there you go. Fingers crossed the evil corporate overlords don't interfere with the distillery operations other than the funding. That's exactly what anybody asked for right there. All right. Speaking of acquisitions, there was another one that was just announced today, and it's these guys, Balcones. Guess who came in and grabbed Balcones as if they needed another brand under their wing? It's Diageo. Diageo has come in and bought Balcones, one of Texas's most prominent whiskey distilleries. Now, I haven't even really dug into this one, but this was just this morning. This was announced. Let's see. So Balcones joins a long list of all-star brands owned by Diageo. That includes Johnny Walker, Crown Royal, Smirnoff, Captain Morgan, Bailey's, and Guinness. They've made a name for themselves that could hold its own next to better-known brands. In fact, the brand has earned more than 500 national and international tasting awards. Awards are bullshit. This move comes after the whiskey segment has grown consistency, blah, blah, blah. What are the terms here? Oh, financial details of the acquisition were not disclosed. Interesting. So we don't really know what they bought it for. I'm sure that will sneak out at some point. This acquisition is in line with our strategy to acquire high-growth brands and fast-growing segments, such as super premium whiskey, and we look forward to working with Balcones' team to support further growth for these world-class whiskeys. So again, you're looking at another big-name conglomerate that wants to come in, build their portfolio. I just find it hilarious that every whiskey brand that they bring in, they're calling like high super premium whiskeys, high super premiumization whiskey. Because, you know, while I could see that for, you know, Wilderness Trail and Balcones, you know, at the same time, there's a lot other, you know, whiskeys I would say fall right in line with them, or would consider them more premium. So I just think, I don't think it's really about the premiumization. I think it's about what distillery is growing the fastest and is willing to make them the most money, the fastest that they can. And I think those two acquisitions completely fall within that category. So more consolidation across the whiskey landscape in America here, and we'll see what happens as we go down the line. So, but congrats to Balcones and Wilderness Trail. It's well-deserved. They make fantastic whiskeys. Real quick, some other quick stories. If you guys are a fan of Traverse City Whiskey Company, it looks like that they're going to be doing a pretty big expansion on their distillery. And Traverse City out of Michigan, I think, is making absolutely amazing whiskeys. I think I have to do a recap on some of their offerings, but this major expansion should create about 100 more jobs. It's going to generate about $20 million in revenue. The expansion was made possible by a $750,000 grant from the Michigan Business Development Program, which chose Traverse City Whiskey Company for the project over a competing site in Michigan City, Indiana. So congrats to Traverse City Whiskey. Can't wait to see what that looks like. And lastly, this was kind of a sneaky under the radar release. I think whiskey enthusiasts knew about it, but I don't think the casual whiskey drinker really knew about this one. And what we're looking at here is Dixon Dedman's newest venture, his newest blends, and this is the 2XO. So whiskey blender who revived Kentucky Owl, Dixon Dedman, launches his first bourbon under his new brand. So this is the Phoenix blend, the first small batch bourbon blend from his new brand, 2XO. $100 for their 750 milliliter bottle. This is his re-entry into the bourbon world after he left from Kentucky Owl, a brand that was actually founded by his great-grandfather, Charles Dedman, in 1879. So let's see here. 2XO means 2 times oak, which is Dixon's blending process, in which he rebarrels his aged whiskey into new charred oak barrels. The Phoenix blend is a blend of Kentucky straight bourbon whiskeys composed of 2 mash bills from different distilling partners, one with a moderate rye content and the other with a high rye content. It's bottled at 104 proof. So basically what we're looking at is a blend of high rye bourbon and somewhat medium rye bourbon blended together and double oaked to make that 2XO. I don't think it's anything we haven't seen before, but with Dixon Deadman behind it, it could be something really good. I should be getting a bottle soon, so I can't wait to try it. So, all right, to the Dickel. Let's see what we got here, guys. Now, this is the distilling season fall 2008. It's a 13-year George Dickel Tennessee whiskey. And guess what? Guess what I paid for that? 15 years old. I'm sorry, 13 years old. $55. I don't care what anybody thinks about George Dickel Tennessee whiskey. It's the best, one of the best values in American whiskey today. That's surprising. This has a, let me go to the comments here. Thank you so much for the super chat. I think I called you out earlier before, Lucas, but I want to thank you again, Lucas. Let's see here. New Riff is growing really fast as well. Pure Michigan, Traverse City Whiskey. Okay. Nope, JD, we're going to taste the Bardstown right after this. Ryan Cecil says, great bottle. So Ryan Cecil from Bourbon Pursuit, are you talking about the 2XO or are you talking about the Dickel? It ain't a good value when I won't drink it. Yeah, I mean, if you don't drink it, yeah, it's not really worth it. So the thing I like about this one so far in the nose, it's got a very dark fruit forward nose for a George Dickel. It's not just minerality. It's not like that heavy like charred orange note I usually get on George Dickel. This is more of a dark fruit note on it, which is kind of nice. This reminds me a little bit more of those 15-year picks that they have, the single barrels. Let's see here. Oh man, Stuff and Whiskey's here. We got all the hitters in the chat tonight, guys. Thanks for coming in. What is the barrel year on that Dickel? 2008? Yeah, fall 2008. Yep. Barreled when I was 8, says Crazy Blue Lemore. Crazy Blue Lemur. Sorry, Crazy Blue Lemur. This is good. This does not. Well, it does. You can't escape it. It does have some of the George Dickel minerality that people don't like, but man, this brings a lot of dark fruit to the table in this bottle, which I am extremely surprised to taste. Reminds me a lot of the 11-year from a couple years ago, I should say. Man, that's crazy. The first 13-year that they came out with when they released this, I did not like. That was ground up Flintstone vitamins, like concentrated. Then the 11-year came out, and it was a completely different vibe, which I really liked. Then last year's was, again, a little bit more on the mineral side, but this year's, it's kind of a dark fruit bomb. I'm really digging this one. Shit. Because you work whiskey for us like a rented mule. Appreciation. I've tasted a dozen or more Dickels. I've never maybe want to ever have a second pour, even in blends. They just don't work for my palate. Hey, I mean, to each his own palate, AW. I get it. That's what happens, man. It's not as good as the Dickel Tabasco. I'm only kidding. Yeah, I mean, shit. Yeah. I think folks that don't like Dickel will still not like this, but I dig it because there's another side to this whiskey that you don't get in a lot of George Dickel unless you kind of try a lot of single barrel picks, which is a dark fruit note. So you get kind of more of a darker cherry, almost like a blackberry type note on the other side of this, which is really nice. You still get the heavy cinnamon. You still get the spice. It's a really nice blend. I mean, I'll enjoy the shit out of that one, honestly. I don't care if nobody else likes it. That's just sitting on the shelf everywhere. 13-year-old whiskey, I'll take it. But I will say this one, As it opens up, I would expect this to get more George Dickel forward, but we'll see what happens. All right, I'm definitely going to have to cleanse my palate before I get into the Discovery 9. So, yeah, still a good value, $45. Hey, seating is done. Ryan Cecil, Ryan, I'm going to have to message you after this. I'm looking for a few good more judges for Blendageddon. And if anyone knows how to blend, it's you. I'm not going to tell anybody what week you're coming on, but we'll figure it out. Let's see here. TJR says, I talked to Dixon Dedman today. He said it was just late and he had a long day before that podcast stream. Oh, did he? Okay. I got to check that out. I know he was on there. Ryan said, I saw blends. That's right. Now for the main event, the Discovery 9. Now, the Discovery 8, I did like. It was very different. I'll say that. It had a lot of different finishing going on that I think was not confusing, but it kind of took your palate every which way possible. Now, this one, we're getting back to more of a traditional blend. So here's the Discovery 9, and as always, Bardstown Bourbon Company gives you all the breakdown of what's in here. So let's read this real quick. 35% of a Georgia 8-year. Now here's the mash bill. 88, sorry, is that 80? That's 80. 80% corn, 10% wheat, 5% rye, 5% malted barley. So you have a Georgia 8-year 4-grain in this blend. Then you have a Kentucky 12-year, that's 75, 13, 12. You have a Tennessee 17-year, so the Dickel is actually probably not a bad idea. I had some of that before this. 19% of the blend is that 17-year Dickel in the blend. And then we're back using 15% of that 12-year corn whiskey from Ontario, that Canadian corn whiskey. 12 years old, 15% of that in the blend. All four of those components make up Discovery 9. So, bottle at 112.5 proof, and you're looking at the general price point of about 130 to 150 bucks ish, depending where you are. So, this one has been sitting out in the glass for a little bit. Let's see what we got here. Wow, that is sweet on the nose, like super sweet. Gosh, caramel, chocolate, and powdered sugar for days. For days. Love that Canadian they're using, says Ryan Cecil. Yeah, I think the Canadian whiskey being 100% corn, it's just, corn whiskey just has a really nice way of bridging the gap between younger, older bourbons, kind of bringing some of the flavors together. I think that's what corn whiskey is great at doing. Man, I did not expect it to be that sweet on the nose. It's really coming off. I mean, I know it's a typical note, but it's very heavy caramel to me. Man. Yeah, it's chocolatey, it's caramelly, it's slightly fruity. Maybe a little bit of citrus is kind of coming to the forefront. But it is, if you're a fan of sweet, just knows it. Well, we have to see what it's like in the palate. Cheers, here we go, let's try it. Is Disco 9 better than Barrel 33? Go Phils. I don't know, we'll see here. I don't as much get the caramel on this, but there's a lot of chocolate on the palate on this. And anybody know in the chat offhand what that Georgia 8-year 4-grain whiskey could be? Where's that out of? Agree, corn whiskey is very sweet. It's a great base for blending because most people like sweet and you could build layers off of it. Yep, exactly, Ryan. That's what I mean from blenders. That's what I've heard. That's why they like messing with it. It is chocolatey, caramel driven. It's a little drying. It's a little It's got some really nice oak presence. This is more of an oak-driven discovery, I think, as well. Let's see here. Oh, Nancy Fraley's back here too. You also don't have the same type of legal restriction with corn whiskey we're using new cooperage as you do with bourbon. So there's a lot more room for experimentation. Oh my God, we have Ryan Cecil, whiskey blender. With it brings Blendageddon brings all the blenders to the yard. I love that comment. This is nice. It's a very elegant, very well constructed blend. It's caramel, it's chocolate, it's confectionery. It almost has like this pastry crust vibe to it. I'm not getting like a lot of dark fruit here. I'm not getting a big fruit, like dark fruit flavor. This is more on like the darker side of things, I think. I think you're getting more into 13th Colony. Maybe that's it. I think you get more into an oak char, caramel heavy, chocolate heavy type of flavor profile, almost like a baker's chocolate. Man, the more I sip this, it's getting denser, it's getting richer. Ooh, that is this is way different than Discovery 8. Discovery 8 was all over the place. This is a little bit more direct in the flavor profile. It's rich, it's complex, it's got good spice to it. It kind of gives you, I call it pop rocks. It gives you the pop rocks vibe all over the palate. All the flavors just kind of burst around. The Italian hands are going crazy. Let me put those things down. If I had to give it one critique, I think as you keep sipping it, I think the flavors don't stay consistent. They do seem to get a little bit faded as you sip it, as your palate gets used to it. I think special whiskeys, every time you sip it, it's a burst of flavor every time you go to it. This, I think every time you, the one thing that does stick around though is the finish and the spice to it, which is nice. But from a flavor profile standpoint, when you talk about oak, chocolate, caramel, the vanilla extract and the spice, and how that all intermingles and works together, that's a hell of a blend. That, out of the, did they release 3 this year? Was there a 6, 7, and 8? No, 6 was last year, right? Yeah, 6 was last year in the fall. Yeah, 7. Well, 7, 8, and 9 were this year, right? I did like 7. 8, I would have to try to go back and try again, but this one might be my favorite. Yeah. Ian Knepp, that's going to be something I have to go into and figure out. I think when I do the full review of this, I think I will compare it to the ones this year. If I have to like think back to one that it reminds me of, I don't think there's one that really is in the like same area as this. It's not as sweet as all Kentucky ones. It's not as spicy as the ones that had NGP in it. But it also, I think, doesn't have the, it's not as experimental as some of the other ones. Discovery 6 was so apple cinnamon forward, and that's not what you get here. This is darker and richer and more oak forward. If this might be the first Discovery where I think you really feel the age of the whiskeys that are in this blend. You really feel the oak and you feel the velvet type of flavor profile to it. That's nice. I'll definitely going to have to do a full review of this because I think this is just going to get better as it opens up. Faux show. Yep. Yeah, 6 was 2022. Okay, 6 was 2022. Yeah, triple. Yeah, there's definitely going to be a triple base with all 3 of them, I think, for sure. Yeah, if you guys could, please hit the like button. I really appreciate it before we get into it. But yeah, if you guys are... I mean, if you guys are looking or kind of thinking about this, this is a really beautiful blend. This might sneak into the top 10 this year for me. Well, we'll see how it does in a blind tasting when I kind of start figuring out what's going to make my top 10 this year. But man, I dig this one. Now more of the citrus is coming out when I bring it up to my nose here. As this opens up, I think some of the more of the flavor is going to come out. So first impressions, absolutely awesome blend from Discovery 9 from Bardstown Bourbon Company. I mean, I think this is the best thing that Bardstown Bourbon Company does. I think their finishes are great, but they can be really hit and miss for me. But these Discovery series, some are great, some are not so great. It really depends on your palate. They're all very different. But this is the first one where I really feel like you have a good indication of the age of the whiskeys that they're using in the blend. So, woo! That is really good. So Fred was right. I would agree. So Fred was saying how overly chocolate it was. I'm not really getting that. I am getting chocolate, but I don't feel like it's overly chocolate. I don't think it's overly chocolate by any means. I think it's, for me personally, I think it's a really nice balance of the spice, the chocolate, and the oak. The oak and the tannins that kind of play into it kind of give you a little bit of a dryness to the palate. But if you've ever had an older whiskey, an older bourbon like 12, 13, 14, 15 years old, you get a little bit of that oak char, a little bit of the dryness to it. I think that's what it brings. But there's some really sweet flavors up front that are starting to come out a little bit more. I'm hoping to see a dark fruit component come out of this as well. But right now it is just chocolate, caramel, vanilla extract, and a little bit of some of that oak, some really sweet oak. I think I might have just got like a little bit of a coffee note on here too, which is right up my alley. I love it. What's up, Boomer? Hey, brother, thank you for being so generous and helpful to me the last 2 years. I appreciate what you do for Whiskey Needs. Boomer. Love you, Boomer. Thanks for coming in. That's cool. I just love to see the art of fellow master blenders. Nancy, I think you'd be pretty impressed with this one. I think it kind of takes you on a nice ride. But again, I want this to get past the shoulder so I can do a proper review and really see what those flavors do. So, all right, guys, I think we did it. We did all the housekeeping. We tried different bottles. We had some water. We went through the news. It's time for round 2. We have some big names tonight going head to head. Ryan and Nancy, you guys are here right in time for Blendageddon round number 2, week number 2. Everybody get ready. Here is tonight's intro video. All right, guys, it is that time again. It is Blendageddon here on Whiskey Wednesday night on the Mash and Drum, week number 2. As you know, it's 30 blends going head to head to find out who will be crowned Blendageddon champion for 2022. Last week, it was Justin Kim and William Davalar making it to the next round. This week, in week number 2, we have another set of familiar faces. This week's contestants include Big Vic, Shelby Strunk, Bill Kavanaugh, Kelsey Dime, Kelsey dropping dimes, and Copper Wolf. All right, guys, it's time to get week 2 started. Let's welcome in our guest judge for week 2. You ready? Week 2, baby. Let's friggin' go. Let's go, let's go. I got the blends right here. Are you guys wanting to know who the judge is? Are you ready? Are you ready for the guest judge? Are you ready for the judge? Because he's bringing it tonight. Not only is the judge bringing his judging skills, but he is bringing the gavel. That's right. It's the Bourbon Judge.
What's going on, man?
What's going on, Marcus? How you doing, buddy?
Good, brother. Thanks for having me on, man. I'm looking forward to this. Should be a blast.
Are we ready to taste these blends? Did you see the names that's going down tonight?
I did. Wow, we got Big Vic, Copper Wolf. There's some big names here.
Yeah. Real quick, I do want to thank Mr. ADHD Whiskey himself. Time to show Jason. Shower Jason with super chats for the most entertaining series on WhiskeyTube. It's Blendageddon Wednesday, baby. Yes, thank you so much. I think that's debatable. I think the Matt Madness might be the most entertaining, but I appreciate you saying that. The Blendageddon series doesn't have custom songs from David and Kira. Let the games begin, says Jeff Winbush. Love this community. That's right. This is for the community. This is for everybody to kind of get together. Everybody that's so supportive in the chat, this is your chance to get in and win some great prizes and move on to the next round. It's also, I think, a great opportunity for some of these judges to come in and show their stuff, give their channel some high praise and some showtime. Marcus, you've been on the channel before. We did a whole NFL rundown.
We did.
How's your team doing right now?
Oh man, come on! Why you have to put me on blast? See, that's messed up, right? That is messed up because he knows I'm a Raiders fan and we are just tanking badly. That's all right, Jason. That's all right. I'm not gonna hold it.
Listen, I do, Marcus. I said in the beginning I thought the Raiders were gonna have a really good year. I'm not sure what's happening. It's pretty disappointing, to be honest. But
they might be drinking too much bourbon before the games. That might be it.
All right, so this is what we got here. So here's the full bracket. I want to kind of give a quick recap of week 1 here. Justin Kim and William Davalar. So Justin Kim with Oaked and Yoked and William Davalar with Mama's Midnight Madness, moving on to the semifinals in week 7. Week 2 tonight, as you guys heard, we have Big Vic, Shelby Strunk, Bill Kavanaugh, Kelsey Dime, and Copper Wolf. Real quick, let's give a quick preview of week 3. Week 3 is no joke. Not only do we have Todd Ritter, the defending champion, next week right here on the Mash and Drum Live, one blend to rule them all, but Dan Colgan, Rob Shields, Adam Dorman, and Oisin Hayes will be going head-to-head with Mr. Todd Ritter himself. Will they have enough to take out the champ? We'll see what happens. So, yeah, it's going to get lit, man. It's going to get a little crazy
next week.
Yeah, I just want to mention that the Dirty Birds are leading the NFC South. It might be the worst. It literally might be the worst conference in football. But my surprising Falcons are in first place. They play the Chargers this week. I love what the Falcons are doing. I love how they run the ball. I wish Marcus Mariota wouldn't be so scared to throw the damn ball. But I do like what they're doing. So
yeah. Hey, first place is first place, right?
All right, so do you have your blends in A, B, C, D, E order?
I do. I got my A on my right all the way to the E. I'm ready to rock and roll.
All right, so what we're going to do here is we're going to throw the I'm going to throw this in the randomizer, as I always do each week, because I think that order does make a difference. So let's see what random order we're going to go with tonight. So number 1, so you're going to just kind of mix those around, Marcus.
All right.
Number 1 that we're going to taste will be E.
Ooh, all right.
Number 2 will be letter C.
E, C, all right.
Number 3 will be letter D.
All right.
Number 4 will be A. And lastly, we will have B. So that's the order for tonight.
All right. I'm ready.
All right, you all set up?
I'm all ready.
All right, real quick in the chat, I want to know who what are they saying? Master Jump, I call dibs on secret judge if I get my butt kicked next week. Oh my God. ADHD says objection to confusing, overruled. I object to that. What are we objecting to? How can you have a conference with 0 teams with a winning record? But well, that's why the South is the worst. I'm just saying. That's right. We have the that's right. The bourbon judge is here live in color. So I want to know right now in the chat, who do you guys got tonight for the win? Who do you think is going to make it to the top two? Who's going to be the top two in the bracket tonight coming in? We have, again, here's week 2. Big Vic, Shelby Strunk, Bill Kavanaugh, Kelsey Dime, Copper Wolf. Who's making it through? All right, let me know in the chat, guys. All right. Oh, Kelsey, already people saying dime time. Oh, I like that, Tim Evans.
Dime time. I like that.
Hashtag dime time. I like that. Okay.
Not bad. All right.
All right, let me grab my notebook here. And that's right. I take notes for this shit, man.
So, Jason, I heard on the last Blendageddon, man, you called out my my Yankees. You said because we got swept, and I quote, you said we were up at bat with using toothpicks.
Yeah, just like the Mets.
Yeah,
I think the Mets and the Yankees went to the same bat distributor.
literally, we did not show up, man. New York is tough place right now, right? At least for baseball, tough place.
No, New York's a great place for baseball. The Mets and the Yankees are both great teams, but for some reason, listen, I give the Mets. I'm not going to ever give the Mets a pass, but I feel like the Mets are used to getting their hearts completely crushed.
Yep.
Now the Yankees, on the other hand, you guys have made it to the playoffs seemingly every single year, but somehow it just hasn't worked out for you in the last 15 years, 12 years.
Choke City, man. Whenever we get to the playoffs, it's like Choke City, you know?
Yeah. All right. Well, real quick, thanks again for the super chats, everyone. Keep them coming. We real quick before we dive into this, I do want to mention some of the crazy bottles we have donated for the St. Jude fundraiser for the finals of Blendageddon. We have a 4-gate split stave. We have a Maker's Mark all Mendiant stave blend that is it's every single finishing stave in it is all Mendiant. So the Mash and Journey Whiskey Club just did a 4-gate 10-year toasted barrel toasted bourbon pick. It's a 10-year-old toasted bourbon. That's right. One of those will be in the mix as well. And a bunch of others that are coming. People are putting bottles in. We have a couple bottles from Sagamore that's going to be added to the mix as well. And the hits just keep coming and coming. The list grows. I think this toasted bourbon we got, now, I don't know if you heard, Marcus, we only got like 36 bottles out of it.
36? That's it?
Yeah, it's that concentrated.
Woo.
So I have a sample of it and I got to taste it. It's like liquid maple syrup, chocolate, marshmallow. Oh. It's like a liquid s'mores in a bottle. It's ridiculous.
Oh,
so yeah,
sounds amazing, brother.
That's gonna be in the mix. We have a lot of amazing bottles. So all right, sweet. You ready to get into this, Judge? You got the gavel ready?
I'm ready, brother. I got it all ready. Ready to rock and roll.
Let's go to number 1 here, which is letter E. Let's go in for it. Here we go.
All right, here we go. Not bad on the nose.
Beyond the Row is calling out Bill Kavanaugh and Kelsey dropping dimes. All right. Beyond the Row is a great channel. Please watch them too.
Absolutely. Not bad.
This has
this is good.
What do you get, Marcus?
This is nice. I get a lot of getting some caramel, a little bit of cherries as well. And a lot of mint also, which is interesting. A lot of mint in the background. So I want to say that the Whiskey Saint, aka Darrell Stewart, he donated a lot of bottles last year for the fundraiser. We raised about $22,000 last year. Okay.
So I want to definitely beat that number. And I think with some of the bottles we have in the mix, we will definitely, I think we're going to exceed that this year.
Absolutely,
so,
man.
I'm looking forward to it.
Sign me up, by the way, for 2 bottles. I'll reach out to you via email, brother. I want to donate a couple bottles myself also.
Oh, shit. We got some Bourbon Judge approved bottles, guys, coming in the mix.
Absolutely.
Patrick Beauchamp says, let's go Mets. Yeah, we'll see what they do in the offseason. A lot of signings to make here.
Ooh.
All right, great nose. Very sweet, very balanced.
Really nice nose.
Really nice nose. It reminds me a little, it gives me an Elijah Craig barrel proof vibe. What about you?
It does. Yeah, it does. I like that.
All right. Cheers, man. Let's try it.
All right, here we go. Cheers, brother. Oh wow, that palate had a ton of licorice. It's like the licorice came through big time.
You took the words out of my mouth. I'm very sensitive to licorice, and this hit hard with licorice.
Big time.
Big time.
Damn. Ooh. It's nice. It for me, it might be a bit more licorice than what I typically prefer, but it is nice though. I will say that. It is nice.
Oh man. Ooh. David Crew, mint and licorice, last place.
I'm not giving it a do not buy just yet, David. Not yet.
Yeah, the gavel's not dropping on this one quite yet.
Not yet. No, it's good.
Yeah, it's very rye forward. I would say. So if there is, I would expect there's got to be some sort of either very high rye or a rye in this blend at some point, because it is very. The mint and licorice is strong. There's some. I'm getting a lot of citrus in here. I'm getting the black tea note. I'm getting all the sweetness is up front. I feel like I'm getting bourbon vibes on the front of the palate, but it goes all like heavy rye from mid to back for me.
It does. No, you're spot on. You're spot on. Yeah, I mean, if you love like a traditional hardcore rye, I think this is actually a damn good blend. Way better than my blends. I've done my own blends and they suck. I'll be very frank, they suck. This is actually not bad. Actually, not bad at all.
Wise Guy is going to throw in a 2021 Four Roses LE for the fundraiser. Are you kidding, dude?
Ooh, wow.
Damn. What? That's my bourbon of the year last year right there. I don't know if that's gonna end up. I'm gonna fucking raise money to buy that one. Shit.
Wow.
That's good. Good shit. Thank you so much. And the hits keep coming out. These bottles this year are gonna be insane. I cannot wait. Like I said, we raised about $22,000 last year. I think it's gonna be bigger this year, so we can't wait.
That's awesome. That is
all awesome. Right. So number one here we have licorice, mint, black tea.
Yeah.
I love the finish on this blend. It's got a great. I mean, this finish just goes on for days.
It does. It's nice and long, which I like a lot.
Yep, I like that one. Let's see, licorice right up there with clove, oregano, and dirt. Says Bourbon Engineer. I wouldn't say dirt, but it's definitely rye forward. All right, let's go to number 2 here.
All right.
Oh man, smell that.
Oh. Oh wow.
That is like walking into fucking nothing but. That is nothing but cakes in a glass.
Yes, it is. Jeez.
Holy cake batter in a glass.
That's really nice.
What are you getting, man?
Oh man, I get a ton of like baking notes. Like you get a little bit of almost like some cinnamon and nutmeg with like some apples.
Oh, apples. That's a good call.
Jeez. This is a nice, and you also get some cherry notes in there too. This is damn nice.
This is like strawberry shortcake to me in a glass with like, I'm actually getting like a cream cheese frosting vibe on this.
Oh man, I get these strawberry notes kind of. I definitely get those a lot.
Yeah, you guys, Ryan knows about nothing bun cakes. Those things are dangerous. The little mini bun cakes are fucking crazy good.
They're ridiculously good.
Yeah. Whiskey Blender Fraley says, oh, look at this. Got a little love from love you, Bourbon Judge.
Much love, Nancy. Much love to you. My blending skills are the opposite of Nancy's. Like she's like the best, and I'm like the absolute worst. Literally.
Nancy can make fucking gasoline taste good. She's amazing.
Sure good.
Yeah.
Oh man, this is nice, man. This nose blows out the first one.
Yeah, I'm hoping the palate matches the nose. Let's go for it, man. Cheers.
All right, brother. Here we go.
What we got?
Cheers.
Wow.
Oh wow. Oh damn.
This has like a Buffalo Tracy, Four Rosy, Elijah Craig barrel proofy thing happening here.
It does. It's a roller coaster of a ton of those different notes that we had. You were right about the strawberry. That's definitely there. The apples kind of fade away a little bit, but the cinnamon and the caramel just kind of it's just chilling, rolling down the highway. This is
I'm really blown away. I'm blown away how much strawberry is in that blend.
Woo! Woo! Wow. Wow.
They should hire her at Old Forester. Boom, roasted. Hey, what's up, Scott? Nice to see you, man. Good old Jimmy McGill.
Wow, Strawberry Delight. That was fantastic. I can't wait to find out what was in this blend because this was amazing, brother.
Ryan, man, I miss you here in Ohio. I met up with Kenny over at one of the releases here in Ohio for the Bourbon Pursuit series. That rye you blended, Ryan, that's special. That's a really good rye. That's definitely going to be in my top ryes of the year, I think, in the mix for sure. It's a great rye.
Oh, sweet.
Whew. Man, this I got to take another sip of this one.
This is nice. What letter was this again, Jason?
This is just number 2. I'm not looking at letters right now, so
all right.
I'm just going in order. I can find out what the letters are. These have been all poured blind for me. I know you poured them and then kind of mixed them around, so we just need to go off of what the best blend is.
All right, this is cheese. It's so good.
Yeah, 2 is just a really good, delicious blend. I think the outlier in number 2, the thing that makes it so the way I judge these blends is obviously I want it to have everything that you want in just a regular whiskey, which would be a great front of the palate, good viscosity, and a great finish.
Yeah.
But with these blends, I also look for something that makes it unique in a good way. And for this one, it's that strawberry shortcake note. That's insane.
Completely agree with you. Yeah, the strawberry shortcake note definitely brings it out. It's like its own. It's on its own level. I mean, the first one was good. It was a nice little kind of get everything kind of started, but this one is just flat out amazing. This is a hell of a blend.
Good. This is good. The Pursuit United Bourbon is a hitter too. Love that stuff. Yeah, the bourbon's good, but man, between the two, I love that rye. That rye. I think Ryan, when he was on the show, he said that like it's kind of falls in line with like the Michter's rye profile.
Yeah, that's true.
But I actually think the Pursuit United is even better than the Michter's because it's got more going on to it than the Michter's rye. So,
yeah,
like Michter's rye is okay. I could sip it, but I'd rather use it in a cocktail. Whereas bourbon with the United rye, I could probably drink neat on its own.
Yep, I agree.
So, all right, yeah, this is really good. This blend right here.
Whew. Wow,
it's gonna be tough to beat, man. Shit, that's good,
man. That's gonna be really tough to beat.
All right, so this is what's gonna happen now because this happened last week when Scott was on as a judge. We had a huge blowout of a. There was a couple of things said in the chat.
All right,
there's a whole thing that happened last week. All right, so apparently Scott I didn't know he was that passionate about peanut butter.
I saw that. He was all jammed up.
He was all jacked up about peanut butter. So I got to ask, this is what I'm going to ask the judges every single week now. This is what's going to happen. So Bourbon Judge, first things first, I got to ask you, when it comes to peanut butter, are you crunchy or are you creamy?
Oh, creamy all day long.
Okay, so you're a creamy guy. Creamy peanut butter.
Absolutely.
All right. Are you Jif, Skippy? Are you old school? Or do you like this natural shit? What are you into?
Oh, wow, that's a good question. Oh man. I'm gonna go with the natural shit.
You like the natural shit, but you like the cream. Do you like creamy natural? Now
I like creamy natural. I do.
Now, when it comes to making the peanut butter and jelly sandwich, what bread are you using?
For me, typically you'll laugh, but actually, funny enough, I love rye bread with the peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I love rye bread. Love rye bread with the peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Now, do you go toasted or untoasted on the rye bread when you make it?
Dude, toasted all day long. And my daughter makes
Yes!
I love it.
That's where I'm at. Toasted bread on peanut butter and jelly.
Hell yeah. All day.
All right, last question. You ready?
All right, hit me.
When you spread the peanut butter and the jelly on to make it, what is your method in making the bread? Is it peanut butter on one side, jelly on one side? Is it peanut butter, then jelly in the middle? Is it a lot of peanut butter, a little bit of jelly? What's your methodology?
I'm a 60-40 guy. Well, first and foremost, both sides, you got to separate, right? You got to coordinate. One side has to have peanut butter. One side has to have jelly. You got to separate. They need their own space. But I am a 60-40 guy. Me personally, I'm a 60% peanut butter, 40% jelly kind of guy.
I love more. So 60 peanut butter, creamy.
Yep.
40% jelly.
Yep.
On toasted rye bread.
Absolutely, all day.
Wow, that's completely different than what Scott wants. Scott's like a fucking 6-year-old. He wants white bread, peanut butter and jelly, and he wants his like Jif Skippy shit. So hey, each his own. So my method is a thin layer of peanut butter on both sides.
Okay.
And then you put the jelly in the middle on one of them because I don't want the jelly soaking through to make my bread soggy.
Okay, that's fair.
So the peanut butter acts as like a barrier, then you get both. You get both in the middle. So
that's fair. Hey, nothing wrong with that. And
this is a great question. Drifting drams. Crust on or crust off?
Oh, you got to do crust on. Oh man,
I'm a crust guy, and ADHD nailed it. Is it strawberry, grape, or other?
All day, definitely strawberry for the most part. I mean, I'll mess with grape a little bit, but I prefer strawberry for sure.
Strawberry jelly for sure.
Yeah.
Crunchy peanut butter or honey cream peanut butter over fresh waffles is all the things and everything. This is Henry Turner. I love it. Mike Cullerton kind of broke it down. 60-40 crunchy strawberry toasted wheat.
Ooh.
All right, Mike Cullerton nailed it.
I like that, Mike. Jason
knows what he's talking about. Yes, David. Toasted only PB&J on preferably Dave's Killer Dark Bread. I love the peanut butter and jelly confrontations that's happening right now here. Preserves with real bits of strawberry in there is that's another whole fucking conversation.
Yeah, that is.
Jelly jam or preserves.
Ooh, I'm gonna go with straight jelly.
I like to go jam. So I don't want all the chunks of strawberry in my shit.
You don't.
But I like it to have a little bit more body than jelly. So
all right, that's fair. That's fair.
All right, man. I had to ask. Let's go to number 3.
All right. Oh man, that's too funny.
Oh, I love it. Okay.
Now this nose is very
another really nice nose here.
Wow.
This gets more into like the vanilla extract, I think.
It does. Very much vanilla, very soft notes. I mean, very soft notes of like maple syrup as well in the background. This has to have something toasted in it, in my opinion.
I don't know if somebody just mentioned it, but I'm getting like maple syrup and waffles on this nose.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah, delicious.
Totally.
I think raspberry preserves is also an underrated. I think raspberry jelly or jam is an underrated option in PB&J as well.
That's true. That is true.
I like raspberry. Every now and then I get a little. First of all, ADHD Whiskey's lying because we all know that he uses blueberry jam in his shit. Everybody knows he uses blueberries.
Blueberry jam. Oh man. Raspberry
exactly,
though. I don't know. Raspberry is like, it's one of those things where, for me at least, I'll have it once in a blue moon, like with the peanut butter and jelly, but I can't do it often, man. I just can't. I can't rock.
Whiskey blender Fraley. So she says she doesn't care for strawberry, but she does like cherry and blackberry. Ooh. Another good underrated option, I think.
I like that. Nancy
cherry. I mean cherry jam. That's good shit. This might have to be a whole nother like area of my YouTube videos. I think I'm just gonna go all different types of peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
You got it, brother. You have to.
It's gonna be PB and Jamageddon. I'm just gonna make a whole nother thing.
Oh my gosh.
That's a good call, Marcus. There might be something toasted in here, possibly.
Yeah, for
but
sure.
It's really, there's a nice dark fruit note here too. This is nice.
Yeah, no, it really does.
All right, cheers. Let's try this one here. Here we go.
All right, cheers.
Oh, the palate on that.
Ooh.
Oh, damn.
This reminds me of 4-gate batch 17. Almost like that split stave kind of note in a way.
Oh, dude, good call.
Shit, that's good. Wow.
I feel like there's something finished in here.
Definitely.
And I think, man, wow, that is intense.
Wow.
That's
good.
So, like, 2 had, what did we say in 2? It had the strawberry
cake. Yeah.
It was brighter. This gets into this brings you into a darker place.
Big time. Big time. Ooh, that's really good.
Damn.
Oh, man. The gavel is ready to swing already. I haven't even finished the 4th and the 5th yet.
Dude, Marcus had the gavel out already. Shit.
This is like, whew, man. Oh, man. Jason, this is nice.
This is a peanut Blendageddon coming up next. Exactly. That's gonna happen, I think. Peanut Blendageddon.
Oh, wow, that's good.
I don't want to stop drinking that one, whatever that is.
I know. I need more.
This is dark fruit, like heavy. There's a finish to it. There's a spice to it. It's
Absolutely.
viscous. Somebody earlier said had all the things. This has all the things.
It does. It really does. And you're right about the dark fruits. It has like those like plum notes in there for sure. Oh, that's nice.
Oh, plum's a good call. I think I am getting like a blueberry waffle thing in that one.
Blueberries. Okay.
Like blueberry waffle. Like there's like a pastry, like fruit waffle thing happening with to go along with the maple syrup. But it also has like a it's almost like an elevated Eagle Rare pick where it's got like that heavy grape cherry note to it.
I can see that for sure. Absolutely. I could totally see that.
Like if there was like a cast strength Eagle Rare pick, like I feel like it would taste like this.
Yep, I completely agree. Oh man, that would be nice. Jeez, I want some lessons. Whoever blended these last two, please reach out to me. I need some lessons in blending because
so far, well, I mean, we'll run through all of them just to make sure real quick. But that number 3 here is fucking damn. That's good.
Ridiculous.
It's got. I think Nancy Fraley would be proud of number 3 because I think it has like some Joseph Magnus aspects to it.
It does. It's like little mini Joseph Magnus Jr. It really is.
It's like Joseph. Yeah, it's like Magnus Jr. It's got some dark fruit flavors. It's got some herbal quality to it. It's got a finish to it. There's a lot of baking spice going on, but at the same time, it's bright and sweet and dense. That's
fantastic.
That's nice. That's a fantastic blend. Oh. Yeah, I thought 2 was good. Fucking 3 comes in. It's like, hold my beer.
Seriously, literally.
Hold my beer.
Oh my gosh, that is funny.
Okay. Okay. Here we go.
All right.
I gotta take a quick sip here. So Bourbon Judge, since we talked last time, any bourbons or any whiskeys that you've tried that have stood out to you?
Any that I've tried that stood out to me.
We got story time. Distilling in the house. What is going on? That's probably Shane. What's going on, Shane? Nice to see you.
Oh, I will tell you, man. So I'm going to say stood out since we last talked, but in a bad way was because I remember the last time we connected, you were saying that you were on like a rough patch of just whiskeys that just didn't meet Mash and Drum's like level expectation, right? So Smoke Wagon Bottled and Bond Rye was just blah. Ugh.
Really?
Yeah. I didn't care for it. And, like a lot of people say, well, Judge, why'd you drink so much of it? Well, I gave a lot of samples out because I wanted people to also kind of see, like, I'm not lying. It's just, I don't know, man. This is, ugh.
All right.
Rough. That one's
I got a sample of it. And it's not that I didn't like it. I just thought it was a nice, solid rye. I didn't think it was anything special. Honestly, I'd rather, not just because he's in the chat, but I actually probably rather drink the Pursuit United rye, to be honest.
Oh, all day. Seriously, I would drink, Pursuit United all day long over that. I just felt like it was, maybe because I was coming off of, as all of us are, right? Uncut, unfiltered, the small batch, right? From Smoke Wagon. Those are solid products. I was expecting
now the Smoke Wagon experimental rye they did that was cast strength was delicious.
Oh, okay. I didn't have that one. Okay, cool.
That was a very rare, hard to find, and expensive bottle, unfortunately.
Okay.
Oh shit, Whiskey Central in the house. What's up, Whiskey Central? What's going on? All right. Let's go to number 4. Let's see what we got here.
All right.
Oh, completely different nose on this one.
Completely. You were talking about balcones earlier. Is there Texas whiskey in this?
I do.
Right?
You beat me to it. There's a Texas, or maybe not so much Texas, but there's a crafty whiskey vibe going on in this.
For sure. Big time. I don't know what it is, though. I don't know if it's Texas or is it... No, this is too strong to be like a free ranch added in there. Nah, it can't be.
Man, what is that?
I think it's Texas, Jason. I think so. Now balcones. Maybe Garrison Brothers?
Oh, Garrison Brothers gives you more of like a sawdust note to it. I'm not sure if that's so much in here for me.
Yeah,
there is like a dry, woody funk to it, though.
There is. Extremely funky.
Beyond the Row is asking Jason C. Bourbon Judge ADHD. Any of you try old Rhett Van Winkle 10-year thoughts? I actually really enjoy that pour. I think if it was retail, it's a solid like $65-$70 bottle
for sure.
Old Rip.
It is.
I don't think it's really anything more special above that, to be honest. Yeah. I think Old Rip Van Winkle has exactly what I look for in a bourbon. It's sweet, it's got spice, it's got good balance. It's a little bit thin, but I do like the proof point of it, and I think it's a really solid bourbon. But I don't think it's like that much better than like a Rare Breed or anything like that with like a higher proof point to it. There's nothing special about it.
It really isn't. I completely agree. Yeah. It's one of those bottles where because of the name, because of the background and so forth, it's obviously all the hype behind it, but there's nothing truly special behind it. It really isn't.
Oh, shit, we got Griff. I think that's Griff from cigarclub.com. Guys, our Mash and Journey cigar whiskey collaboration is coming very, very soon. So just stay tuned. Just saying.
You're throwing it down, man. You got everything in the background. All right. This has something.
All right, let's try this one. I think there's also, I don't know if it's Texas whiskey now. When I go back into the nose, I'm getting more of like a dusty bourbon funk to it.
Could be.
Like a dusty bourbon. So let's see what it's like on the palate here. That might help.
Here we go. Cheers.
Oh. That is not Texas whiskey.
Oh, God.
No.
That's yeah.
Oh, that is.
Ooh. Gosh.
Oh, God, what happened?
Oh, man.
Oh no.
Belongs in jail for many years.
I don't know how I'm going to get that out of my taste buds.
I don't know what was in that. But
what the fuck was that?
Whoever blended that, which we will remain, nameless. Don't need to reach out to me on blending tips.
Nick Massey, thank you so much, man. Thanks for the super chat. Appreciate it. Damn, that was interesting. There's a definite dusty old bourbon in that blend.
Mm-hmm.
It's not Texas whiskey. It's a dusty old bourbon that I feel like was extra aged in like your grandmother's mothball basement.
Yeah, I was thinking it has notes of like I hate to say it, but like perfume notes in it, right? Like floral perfume, like just perfume notes.
It tastes like my grandmother's old hair color shit that she used to put in her hair.
I have to try.
Not that I drank that, but it tastes like that smelled. If that makes sense.
What it smelled like? Yeah, no, I'm with you. I gotta try it again because it was just that different.
Oh my God. I'm not going back for that one. That one scared the shit out of me.
Oh gosh.
Why'd you go back to it? No.
It was so different. Oh man.
Big Vic says now that's my blend.
If it is, I'm sorry, Big Vic.
Big Vic, I hope that's not your blend. I'm sorry, man. Oh my God.
That might be. Well, I'm gonna hold off. That was
So next
that
to number 4, I'm just writing nope. That's all I'm writing. Nope.
Just horrible. Absolutely
Oh.
horrible. We're not gonna reveal whoever that was. Hey, I've had some bad blends off.
Did you get some sort of fault in that blend? Maybe some musty barrel?
Mm.
Nancy, I think somebody blended something really old in that blend, like an older bourbon. I think something from, I don't know how old it goes back, but there's a very, if you've ever tasted like a very musty, what's the word I'm looking for? Like one of those bourbons that was sitting in a decanter for a long time.
Yeah, for a long time. I would agree.
And then it gets that real just like ceramic-y, tinny, mothball-y type of flavor profile to it. That's what's happening in this blend.
You hit the nail on the head, dude. Literally, a buddy of mine collects nothing but like Dusties. Not nothing, but a lot of Dusties. And as you know, once in a while, they'll go really bad, right? That is it for sure. Whatever that is.
Which BTAC are you most excited for this year? I'm not really sure because I know I'm not going to see any of it. But, that high of a proof. The two I'm always excited for, honestly, are always George C. Stagg and William Weller. If I were able ever to find it, it'd be great.
Yeah.
I'm going to Kentucky in the beginning of December, and I'm gonna look for one of two of those to include in the St. Jude's fundraiser. I probably won't see them, and if I do see them, they'll probably be like $1,000.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely going to be hunting for one of those to see if I could get one for the St. Jude's giveaway. So we'll see.
Oh, that's awesome. That is awesome. That is great. Yeah, those are the main two. Same here, also, man. Those every year of the the set. Those are the main two that I was looking for.
But I will say, last year the Thomas H. Handy was so good. Last year, that was for a 6-year rye, you would have thought that was like a 12-year-old rye. It was really good.
Yep, so true, so true.
All right, moving on to number 5 because we got to get that number 4 out of our mouth.
Yes, we do. Thank goodness gracious. Oh God.
All right, number 5. Here we go. Oh, now we're back in it. I feel better now.
A lot better. Oh.
Ooh.
Oh, thank you, number 5, whoever you are.
See, this one, whoever it is, this is why the order matters, because now coming off that last one, this one's going to taste like heaven.
Literally. Well, anything could probably taste better than number 4. Anything. Oh, man. This is nice. This is very like cotton candy in the glass. It is. Yeah, it is. Wow, damn. Dude, you're right there. We are like, wow, this is all cotton candy all day long. Just like spun around with like a little bit of caramel in the middle. And I feel like there's some, I haven't tasted it yet, but it smells like it's got some good spice and proof to it. Yep. Agreed. All right. I'm trying it because I gotta clear my palate here. Here we go. Ooh, another. Man, we just talked about peanut butter and jelly sandwiches earlier. That's what I get in that. Yeah, I agree with you. Very nut forward. Very. I would think there's some very heavy, like either Heaven Hill or Beam in that blend. For sure, definitely some Beam in here. That's what it's bringing me to. Has to be. You're right. Either Heaven Hill or Beam. I would probably even say more Beam because I think Beam is like full like hardcore nut forward, right? This is really really good though. I like it. Ooh, all right. I gotta get some more. Yeah, I think Nancy, all those words you just wrote, I think it has all of it. I'm just saying it. It has all of it. Cool. Nancy is too cool. Yeah, so tons of peanuts. I agree with you. It's like a peanut butter sandwich. It really is. I just don't know. For me, I don't know if that's unique enough to stand out against some of the others in this lineup. As good as it is. So it's very good. It's a very well constructed blend. It's just not. There's nothing about it that makes me think, wow, that's something unique that I think only a blend could bring forth. Totally agree with you. I completely agree. This is like baseline of what I aspire to have my blends of, right? Decent, right? Not bad at all. Decent. I enjoy it. My blends are closer to glass number 4. Absolutely just challenging.
So what blends have you done that have completely failed, Marcus? Come on.
Oh man, so my last one was I tried to make seagrass.
You tried to remake barrel seagrass.
I did.
Okay.
I tried. So
with different finished ryes or finished bourbons?
I did a couple of things. So I used you guys can try this at home, by the way. I used 4 Roses. I used Sagamore. Which Sagamore was it? Oh, the standard Sagamore cast strength. And then I threw in a couple of drops. Nancy's gonna be mad at me at this point. A couple of drops, and I only used a couple of drops of Joseph Magnus cigar blend. And it tastes
which batch of cigar blend?
The one that you and I used, batch 85. It was wasted Joseph Magnus. I'm so mad. I wasted Joseph Magnus cigar blend on my own Blendageddon. And it tastes like
that's unforgivable, Marcus. Unforgivable.
Garbage. It was garbage. I'm sorry, Nancy. I wasted Joseph Magnus on my own blending skills. Don't do it at home, folks. Kids, it's not
When
safe.
is the Buffalo Trace barrel pick attack? That is I think it's the first or second week in December that happens. It's coming, Ben. It's coming. Stuff and Whiskey says you can try this at home, but please don't.
Josh, I love you, brother.
All right, how about we run through these one more time? We'll figure out a ranking here.
All right, I'm ready.
I'm gonna go back to number 1 now. Now that it's opened up a bit, and we'll see if it's changed at all.
Sounds good to me.
You know, number 1 on the nose is still incredibly sweet, which is nice.
It is. It really is. Oh man! And the cool thing about number 1 on the nose, it's a ton of obviously like the licorice, but it's like licorice and caramel blended together, so it kind of masks it in a way, right? So it's actually nice.
The licorice for me, I guess, going through all the rest of these has faded, and it's just become like a sweet and spicy. I think 1 for me is making a comeback a little bit right now. That's really good.
It's not bad at all.
I'm digging number 1.
This is easy for me. I think I got these. So this is
the finish on number 1 as well goes on for days.
It does. It is long. It's really, really long.
I think that's somewhat. That's got to be some sort of a burai. It's so sweet on the nose, and then, man, does the rye take over in the palate?
It does. It just hits you.
I'm digging that one a lot. All right, let's go to number 2 now, which this is the strawberry shortcake one. Let's see what it does here.
Yeah, this one I liked a lot.
Thanks, Bad Axe Bourbon. Thanks for coming in, man.
Ooh. Oh, man, this is nice. This is so nice and just sweet and light. It's like strawberries. All day
number
long.
2, yeah, it still is bringing the strawberry. It kind of turned into like strawberry Pop-Tart.
Mm-hmm. I like this. Oh man, this would actually go very well with a cigar. I could all day long. Give me like a Fuente. Oh goodness gracious. Oh man, this is nice. I don't know who number 2 is. Whoever blended number 2, they did a damn good job. I'm loving it.
Man.
All right. So I'm doing that.
I need one more sip of number 2 here. I'm not mad at all, you Marcus. I completely ruined an infinity bottle by adding some of my favorite William Weller, which shows a great component doesn't equal a good component for a blend. And that's so true. That's so true.
It is. It really is. Indeed.
Man,
the worst part is,
really
do you know, dude, I was confident when I made my fake seagrass. I was confident too, Jason. I told my wife, I was like, I got it. I'm channeling I even said Nancy, I'm channeling my inner Nancy. She was like, how is it? I was like, oh, it tastes like shit. It tastes like shit. It's horrible.
All right, let's go to number 3, which was this was a hitter.
This was a hitter. This was nice.
Damn, number 3 is This gets into like stewed apples, like cooked in like I feel like there's like a rum component in here. I know rum isn't supposed to be in here, but the maple syrup like waffle rum note that I'm getting in that is insane.
And it could be, right? If it's a finished whiskey blended in there, you might have some rum in there as well.
I mean, it could be, but wow.
That's nice. This is number 3 is special.
I think so. Marcus, let's do this.
All right.
You think out of all 5 we tasted, 3 is an absolute like that has to go through?
Hands down.
All right.
By far.
So whatever number 3 is making it to the next round. Now it's down to these other 4 that we're gonna have to figure out who's gonna kind of top the other one here. I don't think I want to drink number 4 again.
Please don't make me do that. That's like just torture. Straight up torture.
No, yeah, I can't. It even smells like just no. Okay,
Funkadelic.
So 4 is out.
Yes.
So now it's down to 1, 2, and 5 for the last slot.
All right.
And this is where it gets tricky because it's like all 3 of these are really solid.
Mm-hmm.
It just now we have to figure out what has the best attributes and what you think is the most unique. So
for me personally, Jason, it's between 2 and 5. For me personally.
5 I really like. There's just not enough of a uniqueness to it. I think 1 is more unique than 5 is because of the yin and yang aspect to it.
Yeah. I like
because it's got the sweet on the nose, and then you taste it, and it's just like spice and deliciousness. Hey, Gary Franchi, what's up, buddy? Nice to see you, man.
You know what? I would agree with you. You're right. 5 is really good, but it doesn't stand out. So I'm in agreement. 5. We'll give it the 5.
Let me go back. Let me go back to 2 here.
Got you some more.
And then number 1.
1 and 2. Whew.
Man, the more I drink 1, the more I like it. But 2 with that strawberry shortcake note is very, very hard to pass up.
It is.
So I'm going to eliminate 5 because I just don't think
5.
It's good. There's just not enough of a
to stand out.
Yeah. All right. So we have 3 in the mix here to go on to the next round.
Oh.
And then it's between 1. It's between 1 and 2.
Dude, I love number 2. I love that strawberry shortcake, brother. I do.
Yeah, I'm with you,
man. I really do. That's good. 2 and 3 for me. That's my verdict, but this is your courtroom today.
No, dude, I want you to drop the gavel. So give me your top 2 and then drop the gavel. What do you got?
So hands down, number 3 by far was one of the best whiskeys out of this group of 5 by far. That's hands down the best. Really close between number 1 and number 2. For me personally, I do love the mint that was in number 1, the mint, the licorice as well. But I love the strawberry notes that's in number 2. I think number 2 is just such a unique blend. Whoever blended this created such a unique blend. This is special. I like number 2 a lot as a runner-up to number 3. In my opinion.
I think I'm leaning right with this. So this is good because I think I'm leaning right with you. As much as I love number 1, again, even though it's got a great sweet, it's got a great spice to it. Again, I feel like I've had that before.
Yeah.
Number 2, on the other hand, has a very distinct. There's just something like really unique and new about it. So I think I'm right with you, man. I'm gonna go number 2 and number 3 to move on to the next round.
I like it. Cheers to that.
Let me just make sure I have number 2. Yes, C. So number 2 is C and number 3 is D. I just want to make sure we have those right, which we do. So, oh my God, it is time. So here we go, guys, real quick. Number 2 is the strawberry shortcake, the spice, all that. Yeah, that's right. Slam the gavel for me one time, buddy. Here we go.
Ready. Here we go.
Number 2, number 3 from the Bourbon Judge had the rule The bourbon judge, the sentence has been handed down. It is 2-3 to move on to the next round. Number 2, we said was strawberry shortcake. It was spicy. It was sweet. Had a very unique profile. It was velvety. Number 3, dark fruit, viscous. Had everything that you would want, including sweetness, dark oak, some chocolate, and a little bit more of a density to the palate. So Definitely. 2 and 3 are going to move on. Let's find out who had number 1, number 4, and number 5. All right, here we go. So I think the key was left right here for me. Okay. Here we go. I need a little water. You guys ready to find out?
Oh, man.
Here we go. Let me pull this up here. So let's start with number 4, which we said nope.
Yes. What was that?
That was letter A, which belonged to where's letter A? Here it is. Is this it? Oh yes, that's it. That belongs to Copper Wolf with his Louisiana swamp water. Goes to Copper Wolf.
Oh, I love Copper Wolf too. Such. Oh man, I'm sorry, Copper Wolf.
So we're gonna find out what was in this blend. Now,
Please.
I'm calling. There's got to be some dusty bourbon in that. Some dusty something.
All right.
Let's see what we got, Copper Wolf.
I'm gonna stick with still. It could be dusty. You might be right with that one, but I'm gonna stick with something Texas related, and I don't know what. But we shall see.
Here we go. 1 ounce Fry Ranch 90 proof.
Okay.
1 ounce Woodford Reserve 5 malted stout 90.4 proof. Half an ounce of the Prideful Goat Rye. 1 ounce of Russell Reserve 10-year. 1 ounce Old Forester 1897. 1 ounce Woodford Reserve Double Oaked, and then 2 ounces of Maker's Original. So that's the 80 proof one?
Yeah.
Dude, that I was way off. I thought that was a dusty something that just got bad, and it's not. This is just
not. I was off too. Maybe it's a 5 malt that Woodford 5 malt.
Maybe it's the 5 malted stout that just threw it off.
It had to be. Copper Wolf.
Yeah, the five malt I think is what fucking stunk it up.
Yeah, and you're good people too, Copper Wolf.
Love you, Copper Wolf. Copper Wolf is the man.
Yeah, love you, brother. But
this is a really if you gave me this blend to try, I'm like, oh, that looks interesting. I would try it, but I would not expect that blend to taste like that.
Not like that. That was
that's incredible. That's incredible. Okay,
different.
All right, Copper Wolf. Thanks so much. But that one's out.
It was fun.
Now, let's go to number. So that one was the nope. Let's go to number 5, which we thought was really good. It just didn't really stand out as much.
So true.
And number 5 was letter B, right? Yep. And letter B, that was Big Vic's blend. Big Vic. Let me look up his blend here because he sent it to me. So Big Vic with letter B, and his blend was, here we go, Big Vic. Let's see here. Where's your blend, Vic? Blend, let's see here. Big Vic Blendageddon. Let's see here. Let's see if he
threw it on there.
Pretty sure he emailed it to me.
Ooh, the Astros 5-0 Astros. Wow.
Wow, the Astros are shutting out the Phillies right now?
Yeah, 5-0, top of the 8th. Jeez.
All right. Vic, if you can you resend me the blend components for your blend real quick? It's a very good blend. There was
It was.
absolutely nothing wrong with Big Vic's blend. It just didn't. It just didn't stand out enough.
Yeah, it was really good though, Vic.
Yeah,
Seriously.
Vic, let me know in the chat when you send it, and we'll go through those components. Okay,
Yep.
So that was Big Vic's blend. Number 1, which was right on the fringe, right on the fringe,
Super close.
super close. Number 1 was actually letter E, and letter E belonged to Bill Kavanaugh with R2B2.
That was good.
R2B2, dude, that's a good blend.
It really was, Bill. Seriously, that was
damn
good.
Let me see. I don't have a. Let's see here. Bill Kavanaugh. Here we go. Blendageddon. So here's his. Wow, he sent a whole PDF. So Bill's blend.
Okay.
Let's see what's in it here. We have a Heaven Hill 14-year-old select stock.
Oh, okay.
4-gate collaboration 4, which I fucking love.
Oh, wow.
The Nashville Barrel Cherry Dr. Pepper, which was a pick that Mash and Journey did.
Oh, sweet. All right.
And then the Nulu 80 HD Whiskey Nulu Users Rye. I think that's what kind of took it over, was that rye.
It was the rye. It was.
That's really good though. That blend was right there. It was so close.
It was. That was really good too. I mean, it was honestly a great blend. It really was. I have to give it to Bill. That was a great blend. It really was.
Yeah, that's a really good blend. I mean, that could have been
easily moved on
in another bracket. That could have probably made it through
for sure.
But yeah, he just went up against 2 really unique, delicious blends. Yeah. Unfortunately, which now we know belong to Kelsey Dime and Shelby Strunk.
Yeah.
So Shelby Strunk with the finisher, Kelsey Dime with his dime bag blend. Let's find out which one was which here. So the one that we love the most, well, let's go to the strawberry shortcake one, which was number 2. That one was letter C.
Letter C?
Which belonged to Shelby Strunk, the finisher.
Yeah.
That was his blend.
And
then our favorite blend, the one that we loved hands down, belonged to none other than Kelsey Dime with his dime bag blend.
Ah.
Unreal. So we're not gonna the 2 that move on, we don't go through their blends just yet.
Okay.
So we won't know until if they get to the finals or actually win the whole thing. But Kelsey Dime and Shelby Strunk are moving on to the next round. It is dime time.
Love it. Kelsey dropped some dimes. I love it.
Damn, Kelsey and Strunk coming in.
That was true. Really good too.
Yeah, Shelby Strunk. Let's see here. Kelsey dropping dimes. Yep, it is. It's dime time.
Yep.
Shit. He said okay, yeah, I got the email. Let's see if I got the other email from. Okay, so here is Big Vic's blend. Here we go.
Oh, you have it. Okay, cool.
Yeah, he just sent it to me. So Big Vic's blend. Is that it? Where's his blend here? Is that gonna? It says blank page. Oh, here it is. Okay, Big Vic's Heavenly Blend. Oh, dude, that makes so much sense now that I see it. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Heavenly Blend was kind of a clue because he used basically all Heaven Hill.
Heaven Hill.
Remember how we were saying it was peanut butter and jelly?
We sure did. Yep.
Evan Williams Bottled and Bond, Heaven Hill Bottled and Bond, Elijah Craig Toasted, Elijah Craig Small Batch, Elijah Craig, it's Bourbon Night Pick. Then he has all of the ECBPs. He's got a B520, a C921, an A122, a B522, a Cypress pick, and a TW pick, all in the same blend.
Wow, Big Fig. That's the reason why. Okay.
Yeah, and that makes a lot of sense because that was pure peanut butter and jelly. And we were saying it's got to be a
Has
Heaven
to be.
Hill beam thing.
Has to
And
be.
wow, yeah.
Wow. I like that. All right. So the name gave it away, Big Vic. I like it. Good stuff, man. That's awesome.
So here we go, guys. Here is the bracket week 2. It looks like Shelby Strunk with a finisher is going to move on with Kelsey Dime and his dime bag stash. Congrats to you twos. Great job on the blends. We'll see. Now they're going to go up against the winners of week 4 and week 6. We'll see what happens. Who's going to make it to the sexy 6?
Sexy 6.
That's right, the sexy 6. We that might be a point where we have Nancy Fraley on to determine the sexy 6 winners. So we'll see what happens. But congrats to the winners, Kelsey and Shelby. Great, absolutely delicious blends. Kelsey, you fucking blended a hitter. We're not going to find out what's in that quite yet. And Shelby, that strawberry shortcake note on your blend is absolutely delicious. So I can't wait to find out what's in that blend.
Fantastic.
So what'd you think, Marcus? Pretty interesting on these blends, huh?
I loved it. I mean, 2 and 3, Kelsey and Shelby, I mean, those were amazing. I'm about to finish those literally right when we drop off. Smoke a nice cigar and those
I might light a cigar tonight too, man. That sounds good.
Those are great, dude. Those were fantastic.
Jeff Perkins says, at what point do you call something an infinity blend? That's a good question. I think anything 20 whiskeys and over becomes an infinity.
Totally agree. Yeah.
That's kind of my personal rule. I mean,
yeah, I agree with you. Yeah. I mean, if you're, I mess around all the time, right? Like I said, I try to do blends. Unfortunately, I don't do them well. But you're right. If you're doing 20 plus, or like close to your entire collection, that's infinity blend. Completely agree, Jason.
This was a lot of fun tonight, guys. I want to congratulate everybody who bit the bullet and actually made a blend. It's not easy to craft a specific blend. Hopefully, it turns out great and submit it. It gets judged. All you guys are great. Obviously, I do this entire competition for the community because I love you guys, and you are what makes Whiskey Tube so special. I do want to thank amazing folks like Nancy Fraley, Ryan Cecil, and everybody else that comes in, all the other channels that come in to watch this. Subscribe to everybody, guys. Show your support. Bourbon Judge Marcus, if you're not subscribed to the Bourbon Judge, what are you doing with your life? Bourbon Judge, tell them where to find you and tell them what you got coming up next.
No, absolutely. Yeah. Please check me out over at Instagram. Then, of course, obviously here at YouTube. And coming up, actually, Cousin Nita will be in the house in a few weeks. So check it out for Cousin Nita. She's going to be live. And, she's always bringing the party. So check it out.
All right, guys. Right now, if you guys want, head on over to Whiskey Women. And all you patrons, I will be doing a little bit of an after party. So I will see you guys there real soon. And as I always say, it's not about the whiskey. It's the people you share with. Thank you so much to the Bourbon Judge, everybody in the chat. Guys, thank you. We'll see you next week. We got a big week 3. The reigning champion, Todd Ritter. Will he survive or will he go home? We'll find out next week right here. Same bat time, same bat channel. Cheers from the Mash and Drum. Marcus, love you, buddy. Take care, bud.
Likewise. Cheers, everyone.